What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So this video is called 10 SummerSlam Swerves that can actually happen. And this is made by WrestleChop. Go to his channel, hit that subscribe button, and let him know that I sent you. Now, without further ado, let's check out what he got to say.
SummerSlam is right around the corner, or as Simon Miller likes to call it, Hot WrestleMania.
Yep.
And I'm kind of thinking maybe we should rename it. Let's get a petition going, Hot WrestleMania. Anyways, it's right around the corner. It's a big deal. They are trying to make it into basically the second WrestleMania of the year. We're about to go to 2 nights of SummerSlam in 2026, so they need to start making it a huge deal, and one way to do it is swerves. And I'm going to come at you with 10 swerves, plausible swerves.
Okay.
Starting with number 10.
Let's hear it.
Number 10 is not just plausible, it's going to happen. Dominic Mysterio turning on Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
This
yeah,
was
that's definitely
obvious.
happening.
So I'm going to actually put 2 in this one. Dominic Mysterio turns on Rhea Ripley, and Finn Balor turns on Damian Priest.
On the same night.
Bones about it. We love Rhea Ripley. I love Rhea Ripley, but she has been very manipulative and abusive to Dominic Mysterio throughout their entire relationship.
He might like that.
Literally bullied the guy for weeks and weeks before he joined Judgment Day. Let's not rewrite history here. Rhea was definitely a bad person doing all of this. Now, people change. People change, but at the end of the day, I think Dominic Mysterio is going to use that kind of behavior to justify him going with Liv, saying, you know what? Liv supports me. She encourages me. She doesn't yell at me about my shortcomings. And then Finn Balor, I think, is turning on Damian Priest because Damian Priest basically said, Judgment Day needs me. I don't need them. All right, Damian, if that's the case, have at it with Gunther. He's going to cost him the title, and he'll be like, well, guess you need a Judgment Day after all. Oh, before we go any further, could you do me a favor? Could you hit the subscribe button and like the video? Because I am trying to grow this channel. I would love to be a full-time YouTuber. I'm not going to lie. That's the end goal. But I promise you, I'll do any video that you want if I ever become that full-time YouTuber. Please comment below also, because every comment gets you entered into a chance to win one of those belts.
Really?
I will literally give away a belt at 10,000 subscribers. Let's get back to the swerves. The next swerve is...
Hold on. Let me go ahead and enter myself in, guys, okay? Let me go ahead and comment, because I, okay, great work, because I believe it, because I watched some of his video. Keep up the good work. I like the title at the top. LOL. All right. Hopefully he takes it as a joke. I hope you don't think I'm being serious. But I got needs, people, okay? I got needs. I'll take that title. But as far as what he said there, man, both happening on the same night will be kind of crazy. I feel like they're gonna let the whole Finn Balor turning on Damian Priest kind of breathe a little bit before they do it. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like it's gonna happen at Bash in Berlin. But the whole Rhea Ripley thing, yeah, of course, that's definitely happened. I think everybody agrees that he's going to turn on Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. It makes all the sense in the world, and he did make some great points. I mean, Liv Morgan, even if she was manipulative, she came off as very supportive of him. And I'm thinking that what's going to happen, as I said in my other video, is Rhea and Jay is going to be talking backstage, and then Dominic's going to catch them talking and thinking they're doing something different. Then that's going to infuriate him and then cause him to turn on Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. But maybe Rhea Ripley can be like, well, you did all this dumb stuff. You gave her the title, and then he turns over to Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan tells him like, "Oh, you're nice. You did a great job. You're better than this." And then maybe it'll do exactly what Wrestling Chop is talking about, where you got one person talking bad about you, and the other person seeming to be encouraging and accepting of who you are is the person you draw to, and then that makes him want to turn on Rhea at SummerSlam. Never thought about it in that way. That was pretty cool.
Randy turns on Cody. Cody beats the Bloodline. He pins Solo, and he does so with the help of Randy Orton and probably KO. And right as they're celebrating, Randy Orton does an RKO out of nowhere, and that's how the show goes off the air, leaving us wondering, why, Randy? Why have you done it? Because Cody gets the win, so everybody's happy, but then we get the oh my God, Randy, and we have the cliffhanger riding all the way out to SmackDown. obvious reason is he wants the title. Also, he got beat up by the Bloodline being a good guy, and Randy needs to stop being a good guy if he wants to be the 17-time world champion. That's right, he's going to go for it because he doesn't want John Cena to get it before him. I know we're family and all, but sorry, Cody, business is business. Number 8,
that makes sense. And I don't know if it'll happen at SummerSlam. I feel like it should happen down the road. And if, the 2 turns happening from Judgment Day happen at SummerSlam early in the day, a lot of the fans are going to assume that Roman's not going to show up, which Roman's definitely going to show up. But if this leads into a feud between Randy and Cody, I think that would be really great. And if Randy does win it off of Cody, and then what if Randy has a match against John Cena at WrestleMania for that title? What do you guys think? I kind of feel like that if it happens now, it's a little too early. If they're going to give Randy that title, I think Cody should just have a little bit more time with the title. But for me, as I said on this channel, I feel like Randy Orton is the best possible person to take that title off of Cody Rhodes out of anybody on the roster right now. But, it's always up to the creative team at WWE to figure out what they want to do next. But it feels like it's a little too early, but you never know.
Jump to the obvious one that everybody wants, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns returns. He was originally scheduled for SmackDown the week before SummerSlam, but everybody thinks that has been pulled so they can get that 50,000 in attendance audience pop. That pop of Roman returning is going to be absolutely monstrous. However, the real swerve is he doesn't return because everybody's expecting him to return.
God, bro. Can you imagine if he doesn't show up at SummerSlam? Bro, because Rhea Ripley's already back. And they already kind of ruined her return, like coming into SummerSlam with that poster that actually had her photo in it, even while she was injured. But if Roman doesn't show up at SummerSlam, if you work in security at that stadium, I'm not inciting anything. All I'm going to say is you need to ask for a raise, right? Because them people there are not going to be happy about that. They're just not. They don't care what else happens on the show. Even if Damian or Dominic does not turn on Liv or on Rhea Ripley, I'm sorry. If Roman does not show up, it don't matter what else happens in that show. People are not going to be happy. They're just not. And if he doesn't show up on that following SmackDown, or at least on the Raw after, which I know Roman's on he's drafted to SmackDown, but he kind of goes wherever he wants to depending on the storyline, it's going to make people even more mad. And then people are going to be like, what is the point? And now we got to deal with more time with the Bloodline 2.0, which a lot of people felt like is kind of mid right now. WWE, don't do that to people, man. Don't do that to people.
You want this Ulafala? Come and get it, buddy. So everybody is just literally expecting Roman to return at the biggest event of the summer, but what if he doesn't? So either way,
that'd be
it's
so
a
bad.
Swerve. He comes or he doesn't. Either way, it's like, whoa. Number 7?
Say his name.
No way. No way.
Joe Hendry. Yes, someone's going to say his name and he's going to appear. Now, he's been doing a lot of NXT appearances lately, but this is SummerSlam. Joe Hendry is super hot. If you don't really know who Joe Hendry is because of him not actually being in WWE, he's a TNA wrestler right now, but he's been on the indie scene for a long time, and his song is so catchy, so popular. It's an internet meme that's all over TikTok, and it actually became the UK #1 song in their entire country. He's basically a huge internet meme, and I think maybe Triple H will want to capitalize on that. I believe. Do you, though? Number 6, Bayley.
I tell you what I do believe. I believe if Joe Hendry comes back and Roman doesn't return, Joe Hendry's mentions in Twitter or X is going to be destroyed, bro. It's going to be bad. And it's not even his fault. Like that. Do not do it that way at all. I don't even think he should even show up on the main roster yet. I think where he is now is perfect. They need to figure out what they want him to do in NXT and the whole TNA crossover type of thing. He shouldn't show up on the main roster right now. Not yet. Not yet.
Beats Nia. Nia beats down Bayley after the match, tells Tiffany to come out. Tiffany cashes on Bayley, and boom, we've got a new champion. Tiffany cashes in, but under the command of Nia. That way they can continue being friends. Nia said even on the last SmackDown, I don't really need the championship. I'm content being the queen. I just want to beat you up, Bayley. So this allows Nia to remain strong, remain the queen, remain a bully, get what she wants while giving Tiffany the belt. Number 5 is Hikuleo.
But don't she lose, like the crown is not even, they don't wear the crown anymore after SummerSlam because that was the whole purpose of the crown. I would feel, right? But with that whole situation, I guess that would make sense, and Nia would try to bully Tiffany Stratton on what to do with that title, and then that can create a feud between the two of them. But I don't know. I feel like that Nia should just beat her clean. That's just me and my personal opinion. But either way, it's time for Bayley to really to drop that title. It's sad to say. I like Bayley, but what they're doing with her right now, I can't see where it can go anywhere interesting unless, Triple H can really prove us wrong. And he's been doing that plenty times with other wrestlers.
Debuts. So Roman Reigns returns, right? But this is where Hikuleo makes his appearance. Hikuleo is a Tongan brother. He is the brother of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, the son of Haku and Ming. Haku and Ming be the same guy. He will appear after Roman appears. So we get the Roman Reigns appearance that I talked about earlier, and he tries to get Solo Sikoa to fall in line, and then he is surrounded by everyone and taken out. Solo gives the order to take out the former tribal chief, and this is what happens. He starts to fight back, right? And even the great Jacob Fatu is having trouble taking down Roman, but guess what? The 6'8" giant Hikuleo comes out, and well, the rest is just history, I guess. They destroy Roman Reigns, and nobody comes out to save him. Nobody comes out to save him because, just like I said about Rhea Ripley, make no mistake about it, Roman was a very toxic person before. He was very toxic. He gaslit everyone. Let's not forget what he put Jay through. And maybe there's some redemption that has to happen. And Roman is just utterly, completely destroyed by the new Bloodline. You want to make Solo something? Have him destroy Roman. Oh, and I do.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy's injured. And it makes you wonder, is Jimmy coming back at SummerSlam? I know a lot of people think that's going to happen, but Jimmy's injured. Jay's on Raw, which, I mean, Jay can show up at SummerSlam, but he doesn't have in a match, so it's kind of like, unless it's part of the story, he really doesn't have any reason to show up. And then that's it. Solo was the other guy, but he's on the other squad, so that will be an interesting way to end SummerSlam. Really, really interesting way to end SummerSlam. I like that.
I want to give Wrestling News on Facebook credit for that. I had already filmed this video actually, and then I saw that and I was like, "Whoa, dang, that's a pretty decent swerve right there." I had Hikuleo returning, I had Roman returning, but I did not have that scenario, so I did swipe that. But all credit to Wrestling News. Number 4 is the Wyatts pick their next victim. I don't know if they'll be done with Chad Gable at this SummerSlam. They might keep it going, but I think they're going to pick their next victim, and I actually think their next victim is Jey Uso. Okay, if you've been watching this channel, I've been shouting off the rooftops saying the Wyatts are actually after Jey Uso. The Wyatts are actually after Jey Uso. Well, after a recent Raw, I'm finally saying, okay, no, they're after Chad Gable. Chad Gable beat him up, and he laughed, and they came out, and they scared Chad Gable and the Creed brothers away. So, 100%, Wyatt Sicks is after Chad Gable, but what if they had 2 victims? That's right. I think that they will also go after Jey Uso at SummerSlam, and that's the swerve that the Wyatts now are after Jey Uso. And who knows? That could be kind of a funny dynamic of having a Chad and Jay alliance there, because I've seen Stranger Bedfellas, and that would be a strange one. It would be kind of humorous, too. So I think the Wyatt Sicks will go after Jey Uso. I'm telling you, if that happens, I want you to come back here and be like, wow, Ken, wow, you called it, because nobody else is calling it. Why would they always
If that happens, I'll come back to your channel and I will let you know, bro. You got it. But for me, I feel like that we got to kind of make more sense of what's going on with them and Chad Gable before they start chasing after other people, because I don't want them to get into this thing of just randomly chasing everybody for no reason, and we don't really even know why they're after Chad Gable. Now, if this does happen, as I said before, I will be one of the first people on your channel to let you know, hey, you got it, bro. You got it. I still want one of those titles, but you got it.
Interrupt the Jey Uso segment. There has to be something. There has to be something. I feel like I'm that meme where, all the paper, like, I'm telling you guys, there's a connection. Anyways, number 3, John Cena comes to make an appearance to be like, hey guys, what's up? How's it going? And then he gets interrupted by his first opponent in his farewell tour that starts probably in December. Logan Paul. I really think that he's just going to come out, do a feel-good speech, and Logan Paul beats him down. And that's after Logan Paul loses the U.S. title. That way he can get his heat back after losing his title to LA Knight. And that allows John Cena not to have to work out so much and get so ring ready. All he has to do is take a beat down from Logan Paul. That'd be a great way.
And it's in Logan Paul's home state.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine if Solo somehow won? No Roman Reigns, no nothing. He just wins. That would be amazingly awesome and horrible at the same time. The internet
more on the horrible
what
side.
To do, because on one hand, they'd want to celebrate the downfall of Cody because, oh, Cody sucks, he's so boring. But on the other hand, they wouldn't want to celebrate Solo because, oh, Solo sucks and he's not up to the job.
And he's boring too.
What to do. They would have everything to complain about and nothing to complain about at the same time because they got what they wanted.
Yo, that is a crazy conundrum for people who complain all the time online to be in a place where they got everything to complain about and nothing to complain about at the same time. They will blow a head gasket. They would not know what to do in that situation. That's a good point, man. That is a good point.
And I know you're like, no way it could happen. But what if? What if? Because once upon a time, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the hottest wrestler since Hulk Hogan. And he lost to Kane, the brother of Undertaker. And Kane was coming off a loss from Undertaker at WrestleMania. I really thought Kane was done as a character after WrestleMania. And suddenly, he's winning the world title from Austin. Granted, it lasted one
day,
night, 24 hours, but still, it happened. And what if Solo gets the title? I'm just saying, it's a swerve. It counts. The number one swerve.
That will be a crazy swerve. Now, here's the thing we got to put in perspective, too. When it comes to the attitude era, and he's absolutely right what he's talking about. When it comes to the attitude era, they love to hot potato those titles. That's one of the things, too. Like, so seeing something weird, like random title reigns, didn't happen all the time, but it wasn't too far-fetched back then because it'll be like, one guy win the title, I'm like, all right, I'm going to hold this for a couple months. After the month is over, I'll let you borrow it, but I'm going to need it back from you the month after because I need to show it to this girl I want to talk to. Like, it was just people hot potatoing titles all over the place. Now, nowadays, in this era in which they call the Renaissance era, there isn't a lot of that type of hot potato, and we have these long title reigns happening and reigns for a couple months, and which did happen in the Attitude Era too. Don't get me wrong, there were reigns that it did last for a couple months, some for half a year and things like that. But there were a lot more title changes than they are now when we have like reigns like with Roman, obviously with Gunther, with Logan Paul in his reign at this moment, although he's not really there that often. But for that to happen in a time like now would be really strange. And I feel like if Solo does win, they got to figure out something good. They really, really have to figure out something good. But just like anything else with Triple H, I call him the slow cooker booker. So I want to see how he can make something out of this. He can find a way to make a lot of people who've been complaining about Solo very interesting, which it wasn't just him. Obviously, it was other people involved to make Roman Reigns become the person that's very interesting, that people have been begging to come back when it was probably a decade ago where people wanted to boo him out of the building and not want to see him come back again. If Triple H can do that now in the Renaissance era, hey, bro, he got to start, him and his team got to start making movies, bro, because this time we're not going to talk about that, but that's a whole different conversation for a different day.
The Rock returns. Solo loses. Cody beats him. Maybe KO comes down. Maybe Randy Orton comes down. Whatever the case may be. 1, 2, 3. Cody wins. He celebrates. He goes to the ramp. We get the little card. The copyright logo in the back. And it's like, yeah. Walks back there. And if you smell what The Rock is cooking, hits. And The Rock comes out. He walks to the ring. He stands over the defeated Solo. And he says the words that Solo said to Jimmy after WrestleMania. And said, losing has consequences. And either A, The Rock orders Jacob Fatu to kick Solo out. Or Solo has to give the Ula Fala to The Rock, and now The Rock, the final boss, is also the tribal chief, and the full takeover has happened because it's been revealed that The Rock has always been in Solo's ear, and now The Rock is the final boss and the tribal chief, and
that would be nuts.
That closes out.
That would be nuts.
WrestleMania SummerSlam, and that would be the swerve.
Yo, if that happens, That would be nuts. That's the only, if Roman doesn't show up, that's the only thing that can save SummerSlam. The only thing. People will still be mad about Roman not coming back. That's fine. People are going to be mad about wrestling regardless. That's just what they do online. But if The Rock comes back and he does exactly what he said in his video, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Wow. That's so many possibilities. But you know what? I don't want to get too hyped about it because, again, maybe none of this stuff will happen, and it'll probably happen exactly the way everybody thought. Dominic's turning on Rhea, Roman Reigns' return, which will still be great, and those will probably be the biggest surprises, you know. But anyways, this is a great list. Wrestle Chop. Keep up the good work, bro. Again, I like that title at the top. That's the one. Actually, you know what? I can't even see the one behind you, so I don't even know what I'm entering in for. So is it just one of those two, or you got some extra ones in the back stashed up? Because you got some old Attitude Era titles. I'll take one of those too. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Go over and subscribe to Wrestle Chop. Type it in the search bar. Go to his channel. Subscribe to him. Support him. Help him become a full-time wrestling content creator. I would love that for him. He seemed to be so passionate about this. Thank you guys for supporting us. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.